Full self-driving is now running in Germany. This has just happened. And it's about to hit other left-hand drive countries within the next 1 or 2 weeks. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. The Tesla full self-driving stack is now running in Germany. Tesla is giving demonstrations to regulators to get this approved. Musk said this: "We believe version 12 is ready for supervised full self-driving in left-hand drive countries. Right-hand drive will take a bit longer." Now, this tweet came out actually yesterday. So it's just come out. Will German regulators approve it? That's the question here. Now, obviously, the naysayers, as usual, are saying, no, this is not going to happen, won't be legal. But keep in mind, German regulators have approved Mercedes' so-called full self-driving, which has about 476 different reasons that it doesn't work, but it will work under certain conditions that are not under those 476 reasons. Now, I'm exaggerating, but come on. Mercedes' so-called autonomous full self-driving, it only works in the maybe tiny edge cases, really. Let's be realistic. And that's been approved. So this seems more likely to me to be approved. But that said, maybe that's the point of Mercedes' system. Maybe that's why it's been approved, because you're not going to use it really. Very rarely you're going to use it. You need to have someone in front of you driving at the right distance in front of you. You pretty much need someone to actually show you where to go and drive it, for them to drive at a certain set speed and not go above it. That's just never going to happen. Anyway, Tesla has been promoting its supervised full self-driving in North America recently. It's offering it at lower prices now. It's $8,000. Elon Musk said left-hand drive is imminent. Tesla has been moving towards full self-driving in other countries. And Musk said on Friday that Tesla thinks the supervised software could be ready to debut in left-hand drive regions. Now, obviously, Tesla do have the German government right now looking at their full self-driving, testing it to see if they'll get it approved. But of course, it's still the same. It's not actually full self-driving in the sense that you can take your hands off the steering wheel and just go to sleep. It's not there yet. Tesla is basically getting Germany to approve full self-driving as it works today in North America. And as it works today, you can't remove your hands on the steering wheel unless you tie a brick to it or something like that. That's what people have done. But you can do that with any car, to trick any car, right? Can't you? You can put your own BMW, your own Toyota, or whatever it may be, in and put it into its semi-autonomous, radar cruise control, put that on and tie a brick to the steering wheel and it'll work as well. Same deal. Anyway, left-hand drive countries, where are they? Well, Canada, yeah. Europe, left-hand drive. Yeah, unfortunately, most of the world is actually left-hand drive because we here in Australia are right-hand drive. It's meant we've missed out on a lot of good cars that are left-hand drive. So China, Europe, and North America are all left-hand drive, which is about 80% of car sales worldwide, which is the reason that left-hand drive is what Tesla have been focusing on. Why would you bother focusing on the 20%? 80-20 rule, right? You're focused on the 80%. Tesla executives have recently been suggesting that the company is close to launching full self-drive in other markets. Now, the question of when they would launch came up in the earnings call, and they said that it was going to be very, very soon, but not in right-hand drive countries yet. It's going to take a while for it to happen there. They need to kind of train the software to be, add some changes, make some changes to make it doable, to make it work in right-hand drive. But they seem to believe it's actually not going to be that difficult. So we'll see. Tesla has been testing full self-driving in other countries now for years, but it's not been really until now that it has actually discussed this technology with the United Nations Economic Commission. And on Friday, Tesla China launched subscriptions for enhanced autopilot. It's the precursor, says Teslarati, for the company launching full self-driving in China. Tesla has passed 1.3 billion cumulative miles, but whether or not that's relevant, I don't know. What I do know that's relevant is what Tesla are doing today, and that is they're using their massive supercomputer to essentially soak up the data from edge cases. So let's say you go for a drive and someone tries to drive into you. That's an edge case, right? It's not normal that someone does that. Some countries it is, some places it is, but usually people don't try and drive into you. But that's an edge case. That's like a 1% up. So all that data is being fed into Tesla's supercomputer. It's able to kind of absorb and process that. It's like a child. It's constantly learning. In the past, it was learning pretty slowly, and sometimes it would forget things. And now it's learning really quickly because it's no longer compute constrained. It has the ability to soak up an insane amount of data, meaning we're seeing full self-driving improve incredibly quickly recently. What's going to happen if Tesla does launch full self-driving in Europe and China and North America and gets it approved within the next 2 years? Tesla stock price almost certainly will double at a minimum. I mean, how would Uber possibly compete with Tesla if it gets approved? Now, I'm not talking tomorrow. Is it going to be approved tomorrow? Probably not, no. Obviously not. But within the next 2 years, I think it's very likely to be approved. At the speed of improvements we're seeing currently, it seems likely to me that it will be within 2 years. Now, when that does happen, like I said, Uber is going to be, well, what are they going to do? I mean, realistically, how do you compete with a car that needs no driver? What's the main cost of an Uber? It's not the car. The car's nothing. I mean, you can have a car for 10 years. You can do 400,000 miles in a car. The cost of that car is amortized very quickly. It's the cost, the hourly cost of the driver. When you don't have to pay that, well, that's a business model that Uber just won't be able to compete with. And Tesla, well, who knows what they'll do, because they can also use that software to train their robots at the same time, which they're doing. Well, the future is really getting scary and exciting, and everything's changing quickly. Some people hate it. Some people can't handle this kind of change. But personally, I love it. That's why I do this for a job. It's so interesting. Thanks for watching.